Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with a voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B and BA, also known as Bistrilla the Thriller. What's up, BA?
What's going on, JB? How was your week been?
It's been a week. I'll tell you that. No, it's all right. It's just some family drama.
Oh, yeah. If I didn't know, no, I'll leave that until we get off the show.
It's been a lot more family drama than just what I posted in the chat.
Yeah, ain't it always?
Yep. But at the same time, that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about the Lions versus Bengals.
Effing freaking right.
Who day? Losing. That's what they're doing. The only game they won.
I want to tell you something. After watching the game last night, and I thought the Rams probably could have beat San Francisco by more than a couple of touchdowns. I mean, I'm not saying that the Lions are going to lose this game, but don't be – I'm kind of leery on how much they're going to beat them by. That's all.
I still think it's going to be at least a 3-touchdown win. I just do, because the way our offense is rolling and their defense can't stop water.
Coffee.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is. It's,
caffeination. I'm going to say this about caffeination. It's been keeping stupid people alive for centuries.
Damn. All right. Well, I guess I'm
Am I wrong? Because without caffeine, we'd be some angry people.
I'm not stupid, so it works.
Yes.
Joe, what's going on, Joe? Yep, Tigers and the Yankees moving on.
There we go. Fix that. Tigers and Yankees move on. Tigers face the Mariners. If Boston would have won, we've been facing Boston, and I like our chances better versus Boston than that lineup of the Mariners. That's just my personal opinion. I still think the Tigers can win in 5 on that. But if it's an early win, I think it's the Mariners. Do you agree with that, BA?
I mean, I'm going to still roll with my pick I picked before on the preseason of the major leagues. I'm still going Dodgers and Tigers in the World Series, so I got to stick with what I got to go by.
Did Dodgers win?
No, I got the Tigers winning that one.
No, did Dodgers win in their matchup? Did they make it to the playoffs?
Yep.
Okay.
They swept. Who they play? That's about as bad as it is too. Who they play?
Lions are going to beat the Bengals 50-7.
Red. They played the Reds. They beat them 2-0. Now they get to play the Phillies, though.
Now that I think both running backs for an anytime touchdown is going to happen this game. I do.
Any offensive player on Detroit. That's an anytime touchdown.
The only one I might not throw in there is the Lions defense. Because unless it's a strip sack fumble for a touchdown, I don't think we're getting a pick 6.
I think the defense is going to do the same thing they did against Cleveland.
They got to play the Blue Jays. That's going to be a matchup.
Yeah.
But Steve, is that Steve real? Yeah, changing his name again. With that being
Hey,
said,
sometimes you got to do what you got to do there with the.
or let's say it right. Steve is real. Yeah. Like LA Knight. Got to do it right for Steve, if that's him.
So let's see. You got what? 5 more days until your birthday, buddy?
Yes, sir. A 6. Today's Friday. It's next Thursday.
Oh, it's next. Oh, it's the 9th. Okay.
Yep.
I got you. Cool. Freaking awesome, man. You're going to be up there with me for a
Because I
minute.
love my wrestling. Yes, you do, Steve. But
I see.
Kirby's practicing today. What did we say? What did I say all week? That he was going to play, that it was mostly breast.
I've been telling people the same thing. He's going to play. I don't know what y'all are talking about. A knee injury is something that you ain't going to. You rest on a knee, you're not going to be productive after that because your knee is going to lock up. You have to, as a corner in that position in your knee, you got to get that knee worked out all the time. It might be painful, and he'll get shots for that, but it might be painful. But he's going to go on and play. I don't know why people think he wasn't going to play. Oh yeah, Goff had with 300 yards, 3 TDs, money on 202 touchdowns. I mean, okay, Bill.
Reed is out for 3 weeks. That's why we signed 2 corners this week to the practice squad. We brought back Nick Whiteside, who was a UDFA we had this preseason, who didn't play awful. He just couldn't make the roster. And I'm glad he's back. And he understands what Kelvin and Deshae Townsend want. So I think that was a great move. We also brought in Trey Flowers, a guy that's been a good rotational piece. He's never been a star. He's played in like 60 games in his career since 2018. But the fact that he has 287 tackles and only 24 missed, that's something that we need.
Because he's definitely not going to be a coverage guy. I'm going to tell you that right now.
No, but he does have 2 interceptions. He has 22 pass deflections, and he has 5 forced fumbles with 5 recoveries. Our starting corners more than likely will be Amik Robertson and Rakia Sin. I think they're moving Terry on to the slot instead of benching him. That way he can develop against the lesser talent of the NFL, because he's been getting burnt by the 2s and the 1s he's gone up against. And I think that's
what they could do is, I feel this is what they're going to do. They're going to put TA and Amik at the 1s and the 2s, bring Branch down to the nickel, and start either Rock Ya-Sin or Maddox at the safety, or switch it around and just have Maddox be at the safety position. I mean, the nickel position, and just keep Branch. Either one of those 2 things.
I just know when we got our 2 picks in that preseason game versus a starting lineup, it was Rock Ya-Sin and Nick Whiteside on the outside. Each of them got a pick that game. So that's why I think Rock Ya-Sin might get the start at corner versus safety, because he's been a better corner than he's been a safety.
I mean, it could happen.
That's just my personal opinion. The only guy, we still might not see, he did not pass concussion protocol yesterday, and that was Khalil Dorsey, and I don't mind that at all.
What's the hate for Khalil? Khalil's okay. He's an okay.
He's a great special teamer, but he's not.
He's better than Trey Flowers. I'll put it to you that way. But anyway, yeah, he is a good special teamer. But yeah, I don't have any problem with who they throw up there. I mean, we got a deep secondary, so I'm straight with whatever they do.
Yep. So Reed is out for 4 weeks. He will more than likely won't be back till week 9, is what was announced this week, which is right after
just in time for Minnesota.
Just in time for Minnesota, and make their secondary look worse than ours. Because it is.
Yeah. The worst secondary in our division, at least.
I think saying a lot. I think it's actually.
Green Bay is close.
If McKinney starts playing like he did last year, the Packers secondary looks better, but he hasn't.
And Kirby's gotten off to a slow start this year, too. I mean, he's got 2 interceptions, but he hasn't looked good in a lot of games too. And I think that's his injury he's kind of being cautious on his injury, which he shouldn't be. Kirby, suck it up, buddy.
So if they're going to let Aline play at full tilt today to see if he can handle it in practice, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he won't be playing. He won't be playing in the Cincinnati game, but he will. He'll probably be playing a couple of games after that.
No, they made an announcement today that they're 50-50 on letting him start.
He ain't going to start. They're not going to do that. I think he's going to start the next game. Why start him against Cincinnati? Cincinnati is a grubby ass team. We don't really need him for that game. Let him rest another week.
Because then we could go that dime look all day. We could have 5 defensive linemen. One. Yeah, Joe Flacid does need to retire. He proved that this year.
Well, we'll see what Gabriel does.
Yep. But I think that's telling what the GM actually said when they made the move to start Dylan Gabriel. And it wasn't the coach. It was the GM. He goes, from what we've seen, and I think it has to do with the space between the ears, not the ability. I'm going to say that now. Because we've all said Shedeur has ability, but his decision-making has been awful, even at Colorado. And that's what happens when you got a defensive coach that is your dad mentoring you your entire time growing up. I think Dylan Gabriel has a better head on his shoulders, but less ability. Does that make sense to you, what I'm saying there, BA?
I mean, yeah, but I still, you know what? Cleveland is not in a position to be saying, oh, we should start this guy because this gives us a better chance to win. You have no freaking chance to win. The only chance you got to win is your defense, and your defense got lit up by the Lions. And you run into an offensive team like that, and they play into one of the worst divisions right now. I used to think the AFC North was great, but they're all sucking.
I'm live.
Is the best looking one. Uh-oh. JB have no studio issues. Look at your face says it all, buddy.
The same thing at the same time every day. Yep, Jackson Dart looked good coming back in that game, but he made some rookie mistakes early and grew within the game. And I think you're going to see that every week, where every snap he's going to get a little bit better, but he's going to start out rusty. Robbie!
What's going on, Robbie? Yeah, I think that he's not going to have neighbors either. That's the other thing. And
yeah, that's going to hurt.
That's going to hurt. I think the Saints are going to make this a game. I don't know if they're going to necessarily win. It depends if the Giants defense comes to play. They came to play last week, but they've been non-existent before that. So we got to see.
He's been doing a little bit of this, fluttering back and forth between good and bad. And that's every game. They'd have plays where they'd make some good ones, and then they'd have some awful ones. Fruity Fred Peterson, what's up, my brother?
Fred. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
He says he's chilling.
All right.
But Kirby looks like he's going to play, in which we said that all week. Taylor Decker hasn't practiced the entire season. And I'm going to say this now. Everybody freaks out about it. He doesn't practice every week, and he comes in and he does his job. And for 3 weeks straight, what hasn't he done?
Giving up
a sack, just like the rest of the offensive line hasn't.
You got it.
I still believe Rattler was on a better team. He would be good. I'd still back that up. You know what? I don't think Spencer Rattler will be good because I haven't seen it in the pros. He was good in college. Doesn't mean you're good in pros. And he was so good in college that he got benched after 4 games at Nebraska and then transferred to UNC. So there is that.
That is the big thing about quarterbacks coming from college to the NFL. They could be good in college, but if they don't go to the right NFL team that's going to make them blossom, they're not going to have a good career. And I go to Joey Harrington on that all the time because Joey Harrington was a great quarterback coming out of Oregon, and we just done messed his whole freaking life up. He went to Atlanta and had a really good career. What was called a career. But other than that, he wasn't. The Lions just, shat on him basically. So
But
you don't have good coaches in life.
He still got benched after 4 games and then transferred the next year to a lesser team and did well with them. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But he was in a bad conference for him to be in because South Carolina, the Gamecocks are in the SEC.
Yeah. Yeah, they do play tough teams.
Then when they have the box completely loaded, they still try to run it up the middle. Looked like 4-year-old trying to. Yeah, that was an awful game last night.
Yeah, McVay was not on his stuff last night.
Well, he's been that good on the D line for 3 straight weeks. It's not a fluke now. He had one bad game, which was the first game where it looked like nobody was communicating properly. They weren't playing with any intensity. They came out flatter than Travis Kelce's fiance in week 1. And we've been on a tear ever since. What was it? We had 3 sacks on Caleb in that week 2 game, 7 sacks on Lamar, then 4 sacks last week.
Mm-hmm.
No sacks on Love. That's the telling part. And we were blitzing because they talked about it. We just weren't getting through. There was like no energy in this team that week 1.
There's no energy in that team. Yeah. Sometimes you lay a stinker. That was one of our stinkers. That's all. Get over it, move on.
Wow. I don't know why you'd want to trade a guy that was a winner when he backed up Love during that time. It's part of the reason why you made the playoffs. Didn't you go 3-1?
I don't think he lost a game.
No, they lost.
I don't think he lost a game.
Did he not lose a game?
I don't think he lost a game. I gotta go back and check that. I mean, I could be wrong, but
I think it was 3-1, but I could be wrong. I know he missed like 4 weeks. Love did after that knee injury he had versus the Eagles, right? Was it 3 or 4 weeks? It was one or the other.
Hold on, let me bring it up here. Let's see.
Better than Sean Clipboard.
Yeah, he excelled with the Packers. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Let's see. Well, why don't you just give me what I asked for? I hate the internet.
Yeah.
They just don't give you what you asked for. They got to give you 16 other things. Dude, I don't want to know about all that. I just want to know what is his record with the Packers. Plain and simple. Jackasses. Anyway, let's see. I'll just go to ESPN and look at his game log. Guess I got to do that.
That O-line is so bad for the Bengals. We can get Houston back with his shit pants and only have him on the line. They won't stop him. That is the one and only Hall of Famer, Barry Sanders, on this blue flash helmet right here. Ramon Ra's on the one below it. This one's not signed yet. I bought that one to get signed for the next time I go to the training facility.
He's got no game.
I've got Cam Akers, James Robinson, Justin Jefferson, Darius Leonard before he changed his name, and Tua Tagovailoa.
Is the helmet bigger? Because it's a concussion protocol helmet.
It looks bigger than the other mini helmets, actually.
Damn.
I'm sick of the Packer fans saying that Micah Parsons loves to be on the team. I want to say he has done. What has he done since he has been on the? He's actually done well. He had through 4 games, he had 25 pressures, but only 2.5 sacks. What he didn't do is free up Rashawn Gary. And anybody that thinks that he didn't make a difference, they're delusional because he did.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson through 4 games has 23 pressures, but 4 sacks.
4.5. Don't forget about the half.
No,
he does have 4 sacks.
He has 4. It's El Kadim Muhammad that's leading the team right now at 4.5 sacks.
No, he has 3.5.
No, they just updated it. They gave him a sack from last week too. It said 4.5 on the stat.
Last week?
Yep.
because I could have swore I just went on there. It's yeah, 3.5. Let's see.
Okay. While he was here, I love Sue. I love the intensity that he made the whole defense better by his aggressive play. What I didn't like was the stupid penalty.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword there. If he'd have stayed, I think he could have been great because we had another blitzing defensive coordinator that would have used him properly that next year with Caldwell. But he didn't want to be here. His sister said, we don't want to be here. That's why everybody says, oh, but they paid him so much more money. No, they really didn't. When we saw the offer sheet that was offered, and remember they posted that stuff on the Lions site, it was $169,000 difference in actual salary from what the Dolphins offered to the Lions. The difference was no state sales tax, which saved him $1.1 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I love when fans like to throw out that we just didn't offer him enough. No, we offered him 16.5. They offered him 16.659. That was the difference. But to match that for what he'd have an income possibility, we'd have had to put ourselves over the cap to do it at the time. That's why we didn't do it.
Yeah, I just went on he's got 3.5 on the website. And what do they got here? Because I
don't
look at
the Saints are an awful organization. I don't think they planned on winning this year. And I think they're going to give Kellen Moore another season after they renegotiate and kick the can down the road for one more year. Because I think in two years after this season, that cap will finally clear up.
So 2 questions for you, JB.
Okay.
New Orleans is playing bad. They're probably not going to be in any position to be in any kind of playoff seat, and they're probably going to be competing for the number 1 draft pick, as well as Cincinnati. I think both teams are going to be kind of out by the bye weekend. Week 8, say. Granderson may be available from New Orleans in a trade, and so will Henderson.
The linebacker, right? Granderson is a linebacker / DN?
No, he is a D end. Yeah, for New Orleans, Carl Granderson. Right now, he has 4.5 sacks. And he's playing pretty good for the Saints. If they decide to trade anybody, because they got to start getting rid of some money, because they got a lot of contracts that have to be paid for. Would you see them trading when the Lions could trade for Granderson? These are very unlikely things that'll happen. But if they want to trade for Granderson, or would you trade for Hendrickson?
I would trade for Granderson because you'd be able to re-sign him for half the money you would Trey Hendrickson.
Probably so.
And that's no knock to anybody else.
He's 28. So
right, he's 28 and still in his prime. Got at least 2 years of prime. You could give him one of those 2-year deals with 2 void years and knock that cap down to next to nothing, and have him for a third or less than what you'd get Trey Hendrickson for to pair up opposite Hutch.
Mm-hmm. And it all depends on what the situation is with the Lions by that time. And two, it could be, Mohamed might, make a case for him being a starting defensive end, in just moving. Even if Davenport comes back, I think he should be coming back by the.
Omnipo, I just read that Terrion was a full go at practice this morning. So he is playing. Kirby Joseph is at practice today. He's playing. And they're deciding whether or not that Aleem McNeil will play this week. Dan Campbell said he's 50-50 on it. We have to view him in a full contact practice today and make the decision by the end of the day. So we'll know by 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah, with this game, I would probably just shelf him until the next week when we actually need him, because they play Kansas City the next week. So we definitely will need Aleem in that game.
The kid down there at Miami, he's having a good year. The kid in Oregon's having a good year. I don't like.
Oregon. Who was the guy in Oregon?
I don't remember, but the guy I absolutely do not want that's coming out this year is the kid from Penn State, Drew Allard. He's ass.
Oregon's. Let me see who that is. I know who you're talking about.
I can't
What
remember
about what about
the one from Texas Tech is doing good.
yeah, but Texas Tech is
We could sit all our starters this week and put out Detroit County Day and still smack them Bengals.
damn.
Oh man, you act like we're going up against an arena football team there, Fred. But
yeah, you just got to be kind of visible in the sense that they still have Chase, they still have Higgins, they still have Hendrickson, they still have a semblance of an NFL team. So
Chase Brown hasn't done shit because of the O-line either.
Yep,
They're not opening holes.
Mm-hmm. They ain't got no offensive line.
They don't have an offensive line, so the holes aren't opening up. Last year, Chase did good with that O-line. Uh-oh, what do you see?
Ooh, Oregon is playing Indiana. Ooh.
That's going to be a good game.
Indiana's been smacking everybody except for last week.
Isn't it at Oregon?
No, it's – oh, yeah, it looks like it might be at Oregon because it says versus Indiana, not at Indiana. So, yeah, it's at Oregon.
Oh, I know who Country County Day is, yeah.
Let's see.
He is in his freshman year. Bryce Underwood is in his freshman year. He will not be coming out at least for another 2 seasons.
Who is their quarterback? I'm trying to. Okay.
Man, and he's looking like a very real dual threat.
Who's that?
And the QB in Indiana is good too. Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, that he's playing out of his damn mind.
Bryce Underwood. Bryce Underwood is looking like the true dual threat that everybody hyped him up to be coming out of high school.
I need him to take the brakes off him. That's what I need him to do. Because the offense is ass right now. I mean, even with him playing well.
The two games that they won against decent teams is because they took the brakes off and let him do what he do. You know what I mean? He was breaking off big runs. He was doing all that.
But those were against teams that basically suck anyway. But they need to do that against
Didn't we just do it against
they play
Nebraska?
Wisconsin.
This week
Nebraska
was undefeated and ranked above us at the time.
They weren't ranked at all.
But they weren't. I thought everybody said everybody.
No, we were ranked above them. We were ranked above them, but Nebraska was playing some pretty good football. But
right, they were predicted to win. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, well, some places, yeah. Dante Moore is the quarterback, isn't he? For Oregon, is that the guy you're talking about?
Yeah, Dante Moore.
He's from here, right?
Right. He's originally from Michigan. Yeah.
Yep. He went to Martin Luther King High School. Woo! Yeah, I would say those. Hey, that's where great players come from.
I broke out the old school Reebok. That's Bubbles. That's Bubbles on there. That ain't the new line.
Yeah. It's the old line. Dante Moore. Yeah, that. Why is it? I knew that name sounded familiar to me. Anyway.
Is that Martin Luther King in Grand Rapids, I think?
No, it's Martin Luther King in Detroit.
Oh, it's that one, though.
King. Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, that one that rated the worst for education in the state.
And it might be rated worse in the state, but they got good football teams. That's for sure. They don't be fluking on their football teams.
Right, because you can get a C there as an E everywhere else. That's why.
Yeah. They can get. They had a game against Cass Tech not too long ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago, a week ago. I don't know if they won or not because I didn't pay attention.
I'm still here. I had to lean over and
making a change. No.
Lean over and get me a soda out of the fridge, and I didn't want to be half off the camera.
Lean back.
Got to get another one. Got to stay caffeinated. There's lots of stupid people.
I gotta get a little refrigerator myself. Mountain Dew wins. Oh, Cass Tech won. Okay, thanks, Fred. Appreciate that, buddy.
Yep, and then Canton West won it a couple times too.
No, they won't do that against
Cincinnati. It's a road, more than likely, because it's a 4:00 game. We're going to be in the marshmallows again.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was it? The King kids over Cass Tech or
No,
just
Cass
in
Tech
general?
beat King.
Yeah, I know, but he said that the disrespect from them kids gave Cass Tech. I don't know. Was it King's kids that did that?
It was all of them in the Detroit area that was shitting on Cass Tech, saying it was a horrible school with a horrible
I don't know
program.
what. You know what? Them kids don't know shit about those programs because
I
Cass
know.
Tech has been right up there with King as far as
And
football programs. You know?
what's that Catholic school down there that always does good?
Detroit Day.
It is County Day, right?
Yeah, County Day. Yep. They have a good football program too. Country Day.
And Bryce Underwood was from the Livonia schools, right? If I remember right.
Bryce. Yeah.
I think that's what it was with Justin Haynes and everybody else.
Can I spell Bryce? No. I think I need more caffeine. Let's see. He played Belleville.
Oh, Belleville. Another Detroit area school.
Yeah. Yeah, Belleville's not too bad, too. Sometimes they have good teams and sometimes they don't. I think the Lions will wear the black uniforms probably
Our
either
first
against
Monday night
Tampa Bay.
football game.
Probably be Tampa Bay would be one of the ones they'd wear that against because that'll be our next home game. Because we might Cleveland, Kansas City, and Tampa Bay.
And we might wear them versus Dallas just to do it.
Fuck Dallas. I wouldn't waste
exactly.
my time.
I would. But you only get to wear that color option. What is it? Twice a year or 3 times?
Yeah, I think twice a year. Yeah, twice a year.
Unless you make the playoffs, and then you can wear it as much as you want.
Yeah, because then they wear not this year, but the last year. Last year when they went to 3, didn't they win in one of those? Wear them against.
We beat the Rams in the black.
Yeah, it was the Rams. Yeah,
and I think we even wore them versus Tampa Bay the next week.
I don't know about that one. I think we were all blue in the Tampa game. I remember, but anyway, yeah, it'd be nice to see the black.
I still wish they'd have let the Chargers wear the powder blue. And the Lions were the all black in the Hall of Fame game, because that would have popped on the screen.
You know, actually, that would have been a good game to bring out your grays, put them gray ones on, and then the powder blue. That would be nice, because then it's Lion colors anyway.
I know. Well, the powder blue is a little lighter. It's a little lighter.
Yeah,
it's almost more of a teal than blue, but they call it the powder blues. But that powder blue, that is still one of the best looking uniforms the Chargers ever had.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm a little old school that way.
No, you right on that, because I love those uniforms.
And I loved the black uniforms the first time. I just didn't like our result. Let me be clear. I love the look of the black uniforms the entire time.
I kind of like the way they jazzed them up. I still think they should go with a matte black helmet though, with a blue lion on it. I
like that's what they that do. One that I showed that was on that. It was a rendering that an artist did for an optional uniform, and I'd have loved it if they did that, because you remember the compression sleeves that were underneath the uniform? They were blue with like black little swirled tribal right up to the black of the uniform, and then the outline black blue lion on the black helmet.
You know, Bill, I
kind of like all the black uniforms. I kind of like. I'm going to say I kind of like all the black uniforms, but it doesn't really fit with the Dolphins.
Yeah, it doesn't. It kind of looked like. It kind of fits what the Miami Dolphins did with the black uniforms, because the Miami Heat wear a black uniform like that, but it's a different color blue. It's not an aqua, but it's a different color. It's like a pink and a blue. And the same thing the Marlins have. The Marlins have like a pink and a blue that go in their black uniforms too. So it was kind of on that, but it kind of looked like Halloween to me. It was Halloween.
So
green and orange.
Have you used a gas stove?
Yeah.
You know how when you turn it to the light feature and it clicks on, the flame is much higher than what it is on high? You know what that wind did for the Dolphins? It took it off that light feature the high for Mike McDaniel's hot seat. It's
Mhm.
still quite hot, but it isn't quite as
Well,
hot as it was.
if they go into Carolina and Carolina beats them, he's
Oh,
in a world of hurt.
if Carolina wins, there's no way he makes it to the end of the season.
Mhm.
And I'm predicting Carolina to win because they're at home again.
Yeah, they're going to get to the Atlanta vibes. They just destroyed Atlanta there. So yeah, I think they play real good at home. I just don't think they're going to play good anywhere else.
I
uh,
I'm gonna say he might retire, but in all actuality, I don't think he can until he's 42. He may have to switch to quarterback so he can stay healthier than Tua.
yeah, he's got too many kids.
Yeah, yeah. He's got to pay child support till he's 70 at the rate it's at now.
Mhm.
So he's at least going to have to play till he's 45. He's going to have to pull the Tom Brady and sleep in one of those regenerative pods.
Hey, what do you think the odds are that if he does retire in about 2 or 3 years from now, we're going to hear about him, some county going after him about child support?
Oh, you're already going to hear about it. He's got 14 kids and 12 confirmed cases already.
Yeah, the orange uniforms are good.
Austin Hacker, what's up,
Oh,
my brother?
what's going on, Austin?
So
Say hi to wifey too.
Carry on is playing, but I don't think he'll be as much on the outside because we already saw that they were splitting the snaps between him and Malik last week until Reed went out.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that, but I'm sure it'll be fine no matter what. I mean, they only lost DJ Reed. He's a great player. He had an interception. He played really well in that Cleveland game.
But none of them
I
had
mean,
really been playing great. None of our
and
corners had been playing great all
Mhm.
season. I'm trying to be real. I'm trying to be as realistic as I can. But what made it better was our front seven. And
another day, another dollar.
for as much as we talk crap about Terrion Arnold in the Ravens game, it was a tale of two halves with him. Because once they put him on
Mhm.
just the receiver and took him off Mark Andrews in the second half, because don't forget, he gave up 44 yards, and one was an 11-yard touchdown to Mark Andrews in the first half. And that's when everybody was going nuts. But you're talking about a corner that's 6 inches shorter and almost 100 pounds less than Mark Andrews. Man, Mark Andrews is almost like a tackle in a tight end's body.
Yeah, I mean, still though, I mean, it's a corner. He does this every time though. Beginning of the halves, he plays like crap, and then at the end of the halves, either he gets switched up or he starts settling down. I'm like, dude, you have to come out with consistency. You can't just come out and say, "I'm not going to play that well." Until I get to the second half, dude, that's what gets you benched. That's what gets you shared time with Amik because you're doing that kind of dumb stuff. Stop doing that. You got to come out with fire. He's
Yep.
not been coming out with fire.
But at the same time, whatever they said to him at halftime worked. Because that second half, he was targeted 3 times, allowed 1 catch for 11 yards, and that was it, and even had a pass defended. So,
I mean,
I'm not giving him a pass. I'm saying we saw improvement from halftime adjustment to that.
that happens. But that's what I'm saying is that happens every freaking game. It's like somebody's got to come up to him and say, "Dude, what the hell are you doing out there?" And then he adjusts and does well in the second half. You got to come out in the first half and do that the whole game. Pay 60
I
minutes.
understand,
Dude.
and we can't even though he was picked in the first round. There's only been a few exceptions of great corners picked in the first round. Patrick Surtain, Sauce Gardner, Devin Witherspoon. Before that, who was the last great one? Was it Sean Springs? Champ Bailey?
Mhm.
It's something like that, wasn't it? It was one of those two. No, he's already proven he's better than Okuda was. He's still learning the game. It's only his second year.
Yeah, I give him 3 years. Yeah, I give him 3 years for that.
Because how many times have we heard coaches that are analysts say, "Hey, cornerback is the toughest position to transition out of college. There's a few great ones that get it right away, but other than that, there's not that many.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Sean
Yep.
Springs and Champ Bailey were the last great ones before Patrick Surtain, Sauce Gardner, and Devin Witherspoon. There you go. Fred knows it. That's why they say 3 years. Everybody says 3 years for a reason. And that's why I don't judge busts prior to 3 years.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that with every position too. Yeah, Denzel Ward's not too bad. He's doing
not
pretty
bad,
good.
but it took him a couple years to get good too.
Yeah.
Remember, he was burnt toast his first year in the NFL.
Darius Slay is another example. We had him for 3 years. He was asked for like the first couple, and then he picked it up in the third year and became a superstar after. Well, not superstar, but became a pretty good corner after that. I mean, he was a turnover king.
The
You
best
couldn't
thing,
throw around him, or
the best thing that happened to Slay was getting rid of Levin or Lawson, Nevin Lawson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he goes,
Lawson
I'm glad. The only thing we haven't seen Terrion Arnold do is get a pick. The picks he's gotten every
he
time.
Almost got one last game.
But he has had 3 of them that he's caught in the last year and 4 weeks. But at the same time, every single one of them was called back due to a penalty on the defensive line. So they got negated. That's why he doesn't have one in the stat line. Jalen Ramsey wasn't great right off the rip.
You're going
Darryl
way
Green,
back there, Austin, with Darryl Green.
Darryl Green is before Champ Bailey and all that.
Darryl Green is the president, along with Dion and a lot of the good corners.
It took Jalen Ramsey 2 years to get good, and it was like almost the end of the second season when he started to show up. Because his first year, he was just okay. He still
Alexander
got burned.
I just don't like Alexander. I don't think he's a very good corner.
Is that the year you were born? Is that the year you were born, Austin? Is that why you remember that one?
You know the play. You know the most memorable play I remember Darryl Green from, and it's a testament to how fast Barry Sanders can run, which is not very fast at all. But I remember Barry Sanders got the ball and ran out to the outside and was running down the sideline. Darryl Green was all the way over here, and he ran him down. And it was a long run, too. It was like a 70-yard run, and Darryl Green ran him down from all the way across the field. I was like, that dude is fast.
Yeah.
Because you can hardly catch. If you have Barry Sanders running like that, you barely catch him.
Right. Billy Sims wasn't as fast as Barry, but what he was is way more powerful. He was great here. And did you see the Veterans Board have him up as a possible Hall of Fame inductee this year?
He should
Billy
be.
Sims. He should be for what he did in his short amount of time he was in the NFL, because he was a combination of Barry and Earl Campbell the way he played. He didn't mind running through guys. He didn't have to be that elusive because he was strong as hell.
If you remember the year they went to the NFC divisional title against San Francisco, when San Francisco was on the verge of their dynasty, we could have won that game. Unfortunately, Eddie Murray decided he was going to miss a kick, dumbass. But anyway, Billy Sims was the one that got them in that game because they were getting their ass kicked in the beginning of the game. And Billy Sims just said, you know what? Excuse me. Let me take this game over. And he goes, it couldn't stop him.
They said, he said, I remember the quote that I read, give me a 12-inch hole and I'm going to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there and goes,
that's what she said.
Me, yeah, that's right. God, I love talking football with you, B. But
Billy Sims.
I remember that jump score prediction. He said 58-7. I've been saying, I wrote my article and I'm going to stick by it. If everything goes right, the Lions win 38-14. Or 38-10. Excuse me. I said 10. I'm giving him a touchdown and a field goal because that probably will happen. If everything goes wrong, we win 21-10 because they're not scoring more than 10.
That's fair. I picked them 41-10.
Yeah.
So I was a
you
field
added
goal
a field goal. You added a field goal. Yeah, that's okay.
You got to get Bates in there to score,
Yeah, that's why I said 38. 38 at least gives them one.
Yeah.
Unless it's oh God, I can't believe I'm gonna say this.
That's 6 points actually added on there. Yeah, 2 field goals. Cool.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Oh, Boston
48
went
to
6.
6.
You know what we don't see? I just hope that 6 is 2 field goals and not 3 safeties.
I give him a touchdown, and you give him a touchdown. You know who you give that touchdown to? Chase, because that's who would get the touchdown, and they'll get that at the beginning of the game. Trust me.
Lions
Somebody
win
is going to mess up.
and Hutch hits a 3 run home. You know what's crazy is I just looked it up. Do you know how many blocked field goals there's been this season? Because we talked about this on Fire Up, and I want to get into this. This season, there's been 18 blocked field goals and we're only into week 4. Do you know what the record is for a season?
Probably closer to 18.
22.
Oh, we're going to beat that.
And they said there has been 1,115 field goals tried with 18 blocked. That's a 1.6% block rate. So if you do the math out, we're going to have 38 block kicks this season.
And some of these are happening to experienced kickers too. But somebody was telling you they had a really good had a really good analysis of one of the field goal kickers. A lot of these kickers are pausing before they kick because they were comparing them to Bates actually, and Bates just follows through and kicks it. He don't stop. He don't even think about. He just boom. There's a lot of these field goal kickers now are pausing before they're kicking basically, and that's what's getting that defensive line to jump over and knock them down. So stop pausing, just kick it. If you miss, you miss, but at least you ain't gonna get it blocked.
Hey, Steve, I will definitely bring you on Monday with me because we're almost at the end of the show now. It's a little late for it, but I would love to have this discussion with you because the other thing that I noticed, a lot of these long ball kickers are former soccer kickers. Joshua Carty, Cam Little, Jake Bates, Jason Hansen back in the day, Matt Prater, Jason Elam. All of those guys were soccer kickers. So that means to get the distance, what do? They lower the trajectory. When you lower the trajectory and you get so far out, you're so low that it's easy to be blocked just by jumping at the line. We had one that was actually blocked by a left cornerback off the left tackle side, and that's the first time that's happened since 1992.
Isn't that the one that still went in though? Isn't that the one that still went in though? That one that blocked? It was just like a block, but it still went in.
No, it was it was the block by the left corner that Jordan Davis picked up. And one versus.
Oh, you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the Lions.
No.
Anyway, no. I know. Well, and you notice most of those soccer style kickers too. They kick it directly. They don't have a little pause before they kick it.
Right.
They kick it directly, and that's why Cam Little is doing so well. That's why the dude Aubrey from Dallas is doing good.
Yeah, he's another.
That's why Bates is doing good. They don't hesitate. They just fucking kick the ball. That's what you're supposed to do.
Whereas Josh Carty had been playing football longer, he transitioned from soccer like his sophomore year in high school. So he already transitioned to be an actual place kicker by the time he got into college in the NFL. And that's why he has that little pause. What he's trying to do is look for that little weakness. Like the kicker on Bobby Boucher, the water boy. Okay, my pitch? Who's my pitch? That's what they're looking for at that little pause. Is who am I trying to kick over? Because this motherfucker don't jump.
Just
Unfortunately,
don't think about it.
everybody can jump in the NFL, so just kick it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other
like
thing
Nike,
is,
just do it.
Don't forget, they are using a new football just for kicks and kickoffs that is actually slightly harder and it flies better. That's why we're seeing longer field goals attempted.
Yeah, but
yes, Brandon McManus was a soccer kicker as well before he went to college.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's why I think that the first female to ever play in the NFL will be a kicker.
Yeah,
If it ever happens.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, there's not too many positions a female can play that's not going to get her overpowered. So that the kicker is one of those positions she could.
And there's a lot of
definitely.
great female soccer kickers that are kicking like the length of the field, which everybody forgets. A soccer field is 10 yards longer and 5 yards wider than a football field. And they're kicking it the length and putting it in on net. All they got to do is learn to elevate.
A lot of people, do you like the kickoff rules for this year?
I like them better as they are right now versus last year, because if you're not hitting that landing zone, you're giving that team 15 yards.
Yeah, and I think it makes the kickers work a little bit harder on their game. It makes them earn their payday. Yep. I think that's what I like about it the most.
Yep. And you know who's been doing great at it? Jake Bates, Brandon Aubrey, Cam Little. And field goal position is so key in this game. And if you're starting guys at the 20 or before the 30 versus the 35, because you're not booting it out the back of the end zone, you're giving your team and your defense a longer field to defend, which is better.
Foosball is devil.
Yeah, no. Foosball is the devil, Bobby Boucher.
Going out there playing that foosball and reading.
My mama says the reason why Gators are so angry is they got all them toothbrushes and not a big enough toothbrush.
It's not because of their Abdullah Magagata. What?
Oh, yes. And now we're going to go to our sponsors because it is football week. The only team that doesn't have to be mentioned is the one that might not even be second place this week because they're on a bye. And the fourth place team can't move because they're on a bye. So let's get it. This team plays in London at 9:30 a.m. again. Who is it, B?
Oh, it's the skull-fucked Minnesota Vikings. There you go.
Because they're skull-fucked.
That's right. That's why they're crying.
And once again, atop the division at 3-1. It's Kings the mighty Lions, still Kings of the North, even if Minnesota wins. Guess what? They'll only be tying our record. They'll move to first place, but it's a tie.
Yeah.
And we're coming live out of Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good.
Damn. You just had to throw that up there, huh?
I had to. You know, I got to make the other fans happy, too. I just can't talk shit all the time.
Right.
But look, if Minnesota wins and the Lions win, that means it's a 1.5 game over the Packers and a 1.5 game lead for the Vikings because they didn't even play.
Let's see. We're 1-1 in the division. Green Bay is 1-0 because they haven't played anybody else. Chicago is 1-1. Minnesota is 0-1 because they only played one divisional team.
And they beat Chicago week 1.
Yeah, they're 1-0. Yeah,
so they're 1-0. We're 1-1. No, yeah, we're 1-1. Green Bay's 1-0.
And Minnesota's 1. Yeah, and Chicago's 1-1. Or are they? Right. No, they're 0-2.
They're 0-2.
You say they lost to Minnesota. Yeah, they're 0-2. Yeah, so they're at the bottom, like they always are.
But at the same time, we said through 4 weeks this would probably be the tightest division race out of all the divisions, and guess what? It is. We've been saying that it's a flip a quarter for who wins at the end of the season because shit happens.
I tell you what, though, the NFC West is giving us a run for our money, though.
They're trying.
They're doing really good. 4-1, 3-2, 2-2. I think the Cardinals are 2-2, so that could go. You know, they'll be the ones that tell the test. But they're playing the damn Titans this weekend, so.
Hey, yeah, you know, I do. I still work for Brandon Service. I worked there last night. I might have to work today. I got to check because they're talking about calling me in. But it's that time when we're gonna say goodbye for now. I will be live later, 9 p.m. with the Lions Fan Cave chat with Austin and company. Lately, it's just been Austin because nobody's showing up. Them bastards.
The hell's going on?
I don't know. I think it's deer hunting season, and they're making it Lions Widow weekend.
Damn.
That being said, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Thank you to BA of one ass cheek and three toes, the dope producer he is.
Oh, Austin said he'll be there.
Yeah, I know I got one. A reason to go live. And we'll use this background if it's just us, because then it's not Lions Fan Cave chat. It's Smoking Jeremy B for the evening show, basically.
All right,
Thank
King.
you, King SJ. I hope things in Canada are well. Good luck. Your Blue Jays are taking on the Yankees. Beat that ass.
Go Jays.
Have a great day, everybody.
This is a